total this year, I got to see 16 turkeys get it. So I had a really good year.
We're filming the Country Outdoors Fanfare X special.
I'm a fourth-generation commercial fisherman. On the boat, I was making $50 a day. If we got over 900 pounds, then I made $100. I went out there and played the same 10 songs. I made like $50, and I'm like, yes.
There's something in that Georgia red clay and blood that just makes those boys like, oh, when it comes to a turkey.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a turkey and a 4-point. I hate to see him get away.
G'day, mates. It's your host, Mary O'Neill Phillips, and you are listening to Country Outdoors Podcast.
Country Outdoors, you can't miss us. We've got the Bottomland wrapped pontoon. We're sitting here with good old country boy, Shane Profitt, Tennessee native. We're filming the Country Outdoors Fanfare X special. And Shane, you're someone who I've wanted to have on this show for a long time because you are our people. You are a sportsman, avid hunter. You go after it all. And so we'll talk a little bit of music as well, but I want to pretty much get straight into hunting and fishing because I know that's what you live and breathe. And
that's what I love.
Yeah. Looked like you had a hell of a turkey season.
I did, yeah. I killed my 2 Osceolas in Florida.
Nice.
And then I came home and I had Saturday and Sunday off, the opening Saturday and Sunday opening weekend to try to kill my 2 Easterns here in Tennessee, and I killed those Saturday, Sunday. And then I watched, I guess, 12 more get it. I called in 12 more for buddies, and they shot them. So
that's awesome.
Total this year, I got to see 16 turkeys get it. So I had a really good year.
Well, you better enjoy that because your career's like pretty heating up, and you know the busier that you get, unfortunately, you're gonna have to put some things on the sideline a little bit. When it came to your Osceola, were you down in the Everglades?
Yeah, so I went to close to Lakeland. With a group called Turkeys for Tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
Turkey Conservation Group.
Yeah.
And we started working together, and they gave me a chance to go. And
that's awesome.
So the deal was I could hunt Osceolas, but I had to guide a winner. And so I went in a day early and killed my Osceola. And then the next day I took him to the exact same spot. There was a bunch of birds in there. And I shot my bird within the first literally 15 minutes of shooting time that first morning. And then we went back the next day and he killed one within 30 minutes. It was just unbelievable.
Were you hunting like around the groves or?
No, I was, parts of the property there was groves, but the part that we were hunting was cow pasture.
Yeah. Okay. So, we started turkey hunting down in South Florida probably like 10 years ago, and it's just been crazy to see because they've got the land is getting like taken by eminent domain a lot with the government, and so what used to be orange groves as far as the eye can see is now like buildings.
And that's the first time I've ever had to worry about, because there was a lot of low land there and there was swamp and stuff, and we saw some hogs, and we go in before fly down, and there was like I said, turkeys all around us, so we went in pretty quiet and really early. And when we went in, we walked over this culvert, pitch black dark. We didn't have lights or anything, but the moon was shining. You know, you could see enough to walk without a light. We start walking through there, and like I said, I shoot a bird that first morning within 15 minutes. So we're walking back. It's not even sunrise yet. We're 15 minutes into legal shooting time.
Yeah.
30 minutes before sunrise, and anyway, I shoot my bird, and we wanted to get out of there quick so that the next day I could take my guided, winner to the same spot. And anyways, we go to walk back over that culvert. I got that Osceola on my back, my first ever Osceola. I'm amped up, and right where we had just walked through about 45 minutes before, there was about a 9-foot gator.
Oh yeah,
that we literally just walked right by.
It's
and I
wild
had no
down
idea.
there. Yeah, we've been hunting before, and we've seen gators, a black bear, and then a panther. I'm not kidding. Like all on the one hunt down there, and so it is wild. It's like Jurassic Park. The first time I went down there, I was like, "Where am I? This is a whole different world." And I'm Australian, so I don't get surprised that often. But I was like, "This is pretty wild down here."
Yeah.
If I'm hunting with a gun, I'm running a bog death grip tripod every single time. The one that got away still haunts me. And I promised myself I'd never miss again for lack of a steady rest. So when that once in a lifetime shot shows up, There's zero reason not to get locked in, get rock solid, and send it with confidence.
Country Outdoors is proud to partner with Yingling, the oldest brewery in America since 1829 and the official light lager of the outdoors.
Let's talk music a little bit. You've got your single Long Live Country out now. It's climbing the charts. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm tickled. We're I think like 33 this week on the chart. So
That's
it's awesome.
Oh, that's a quick jump.
It is.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm super blessed. Yep.
Do you remember where were you when you first heard it on the radio?
Oh, probably. I think Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
No, they were nice enough. We went in to do a station visit, and they said that they wanted to be the first station to play it and me to hear it on the radio. So they played it for me, and I had no idea they were going to play it on the radio. And
sick.
It was awesome.
That is amazing. I also heard that you're going to be on the Luke Bryan tour coming up this summer. How does that feel?
It's unbelievable. We kick off next week in Albuquerque, and it's gonna be a blast. Hopefully, I know Luke has several unbelievable fishing ponds, and hopefully we hit it off and we can maybe do a little fishing together.
I've been told that he is like super strict about his bass. Like he like really like if you hook one, he's like, you got to baby that thing before you put it back in the water.
Yeah. Ease it in the water and kind of bring it back to life. Maybe mouth to mouth if it needs. No, but no, I've heard the same thing, and I don't blame him. I mean, it's so hard to get the quality fish that he has. In a small body of water. I guess his really isn't that small. It's just a small lake.
Well, the management on a property, you know all the hard work that goes into making a property good for hunting and fishing and all of that. So I get it too. There's a lot of money and time spent in that. Let's talk about the new single, Comes With the Country.
Yeah.
Out now.
Yeah. So this song is it's a song that I wrote several years ago when I had my first record deal, and the label that I was with, I sent it to him after we wrote it and got a demo back of it, and I sent it to him. I was really fired up. I was like, man, this is something special. We need to record this song. And word for word, the president of my previous record label said that's way too redneck to ever release. And he was like, country music is country, but that's too country. And I'm like, man, what the hell? So anyways, with that being said, I switched labels and we we recorded this song and it came out last Friday, so it's doing pretty well.
I'm glad that you went with that advice, because I'm like, really, like Redneck Crazy was a massive hit.
Yeah, no. It's like, yeah, since when is country and country music too country? It doesn't make sense. But luckily, I landed at a place that appreciates real country music, and people do too.
It's so important to surround yourself with a team of people that understand like your value system.
For sure. Yeah.
I love it. Hey, we've got some questions here for you to answer. These are a mixture, so just take one out and read it to your audience and answer us.
That's a pretty cool koozie too.
Thank you. I'll hook you up. I know someone.
Favorite outdoor memory? So my lifelong best friend, it actually happened this year. My lifelong best friend, he had never killed a turkey, and I had already seen probably, 9 or 10 turkeys die this year. And I called him up. All my buddies were already tagged out. I was like, man, and he's not a turkey hunter. And I called him up. I was like, man, do you care anything about killing a turkey? And he said, yeah, I'd love to. So we went out. We took my boat out. We go in by boat, and I hit the call. I use a houndstooth tube called a locate.
Okay.
Midday.
Yeah.
Just because it's so loud, it sounds good from a distance. And
yeah.
Anyway, so I hit this houndstooth tube call, get one to hammer. I call again. He hammers again. We park the boat. We go up this bank, this property I had permission on, and we go up there. And of course, we scale up the side of this bank, and we get there, and the bird doesn't gobble anymore.
Yeah, Batman.
But we had one completely across the river fire up, probably, a quarter mile away. He was way out there. And I'd brought my 410 for my buddy. That's all that I turkey hunt with most of the time. That and my Browning A5. And anyway, I had this, I just threw the 410 in the boat because it's kind of my beater gun.
Yeah.
And anyway, this bird fires up across the river. He gobbles at 400 yards. I call to him. He gobbles at 300 yards. I call to him. He gobbles at 150, and
And
I'm
you're
like,
like,
man,
"Sit
we're
down."
about to see this bird. And he's coming just in a beeline. This all happened within probably 10 minutes.
Yeah, I love that.
And anyway, I see him coming down the bank, and I've never seen this before. This turkey wades out into the water about thigh high
That's
on the
cool.
bird.
That's really cool.
And then he realizes it's too deep to walk across. So he goes back to the rock bank, and there's an island in the middle of the river. This bird flies across to the island, and I'm sitting there. And my buddy has a 410 with TSS, and I'm like, man, I wonder how far that is to that high spot of that island. And we're on the opposite side, so there's water in front of us, an island, and more water, and then where the bird came from. He's on the island, and I'm like, I think that high spot right there is about 50 yards.
Yeah.
That's pushing it.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised that this bird has already flew over to the island. I don't think he's going to fly over to us.
Yeah.
So he's standing there half strut, and I told him, I said, I'm going to get him to stick his head up when I do on that high spot, pull the trigger.
Don't miss.
So I tuck. He sticks his head up. Boom! Folds him 52 yards with a 410.
That's
in
why you need the
TSS.
TSS.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Once you go TSS, you never go back.
Yeah.
That's
so
amazing.
that's probably my favorite. And then so we had to figure out how we were going to get the bird. He's flopping on the ground, and my adrenaline's going. I scale down this bank that we had climbed up and wade across the water and got the bird. And he ever since then he has been just
Hooked.
head over heels over turkey hunting.
That's the best.
He,
Yeah.
The turkey put on a show too.
Yeah.
He was gobbling at 50 yards.
Yeah. Did you go back and cook it after that with him? Or?
Yeah. So, well, I showed him how to.
Breast
I showed him how to clean it and breast it out, and I told him
Awesome.
I love to dice my breast. I'll get like half of a turkey breast. I'll dice it up into cubes, and then do pickle juice and soak it overnight.
Oh yeah.
And then the next day you batter it.
Yep.
Throw it in egg wash. Put it in flour, salt, pepper in the flour. Throw it in some hot grease, and it literally tastes like Chick-fil-A nuggets.
Yep. Let's take another one. That was
All
great. Great story.
Let's see here.
It's a good entryway sport, turkey hunting too,
No,
because
it
you can
is.
do the whole field to fork thing in such like a good amount of time.
So the next question is, what do you want to be remembered for? I want to be remembered more than anything as a good person. Honestly, I feel like I can kill more turkeys than anybody this side of the Mississippi, and I can do all these great things, have number ones, hopefully in my career, and write all these great songs. But at the end of the day, if you're not a good person, none of that matters. I think it's important to put family first. At least that's how I look at it, because when I come home off the road from the Luke Bryan tour, if I don't have a family to come home to that I love and care about, what's the point of being out on the road?
Are you spiritual?
I am, yeah.
Is that what leads you?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, and I would say being a godly person and being a wholesome, good person. Don't get me wrong, I have faults just like anybody else, but I think if you tend to put God first in your life, being a good person just naturally comes with that. So
Yeah. I think you'll enjoy spending time with Luke then.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
And back to what you said, we're all broken and in the world because the only one that's perfect was Jesus. We can't be Jesus.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Bucket list collab.
Yeah, on music.
This is going to be a surprise, probably. I would say Bruno Mars.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Explain.
Some of the baby making music. I don't know. I feel like Bruno Mars, man, he just actually, let me say this. I would say Bruno Mars and or Gavin DeGraw.
Okay.
I love some Gavin DeGraw.
Yeah, I can say that.
I don't want to be in it. I
Thing
love
of
that.
the
Yeah, I love it. But yeah, I would say either one of those two guys, because it's so
Different.
Yeah, it's so different.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect that from a big camo wearing burly guy. So
Yeah, and if you've got the opportunity, like, why not try something different? Do you know
absolutely,
what I mean?
yeah. Leave no stone unturned. How awesome would it be to be at the ACMs
For
and
sh-
come out with Bruno Mars? Come on.
We're putting that out there into the universe right now, guys.
And if Bruno and or Gavin want to go hunting, hit me up.
You could, yeah, there you go.
That would
First
be
turkey hunt and
amazing.
then cook them up some of them nuggets. I
For
like
sure.
it. I like
For
it. Is
sure.
there any more? Last one?
I don't know. Is
Last
there?
one.
My hand's too fat now.
It's not fat. You're big boned.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Big boned. That's what my mom says. Bucket list hunt. All right. This is one of, I have several. This is one of them. this October 16th, I get married to my best friend,
Yay.
Chloe. And so for my bachelor party, I am going to hunt an axis deer in South Texas, free range with my bow.
Cool.
So
Axis is some of the best meat that you can eat.
that's another reason I want to go
Yeah.
kill an axis deer.
It's delicious.
I would say that, and I would love a horseback elk hunt in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Horseback because I don't like to walk.
Yeah.
You know, as you can tell. So I would say horseback, and I just love horses too. So, you know, as long as they're not crazy, you know, saddle up that stallion and ride.
I
You know
love
what
it.
I mean? So I think it'd be fun.
Love it. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
stopping
you.
by, guys. Shane Profitt, CMA Fest 2026.
Oi! Stop. So I've actually been looking at buying land myself, and it's made me realize how important it is to have the right lender. And that's why I love what Rural First are doing. They specialize in land and rural financing, and they even invest back into rural communities, which I personally love. So if you're curious, like I am, go and check them out at ruralfirst.com.
Loans subject to credit approval and eligibility. Additional terms and conditions may apply.
Farm Credit Mid-America is an equal housing lender.
Rural First is a registered trademark of Farm Credit Mid-America, NMLS 407249. Rural First products are available to consumers within the territories of participating farm credit system associations.
I'm 20, so we sadly.
You know, in Australia, you're legal, right? You're
do.
18. I always have never understood that over here, because if you can go and die for your country, why shouldn't you be able to go and have a beer too?
Maybe
It doesn't
we
make
should
any
talk
sense.
about this. Jeez.
We should talk about it. Guys, we have country music artist and outdoorsman Madden Metcalf here. Madden is from the Forgotten Coast of Florida, one of the best places to really grow up fishing. And I know that you've got quite the history there, and obviously this is country outdoors, so we love to talk hunting and fishing as well. So we're going to dig into that and then into your music career. But yeah, tell us about growing up on the Forgotten Coast and your saltwater life.
I'm a fourth-generation commercial fisherman, so
Cool.
It's been really cool to kind of get out of that world for a little bit and be here in Nashville as an artist.
It's tough work.
It's I know what I could be doing, except, you know, besides sitting here and talking to you. So it's really fun. And growing up on the water, it's something, I don't want to say I took it for granted, but it's just something that was an everyday lifestyle for me. And I finally got out of Florida and got out of the Southeast, and I realized, like, my first time to LA, I was like,
How lucky.
some of these folks have
Yeah.
never even been on a boat
Boat.
before. And
Or if they haven't been on like a fishing boat.
right.
They've been on a yacht or something like that, which
Exactly.
is very different. Do you think that growing up, like commercial fishing is obviously like a very tough industry? I live in Mississippi, and I've got friends that, you know, were in the shrimp industry and have gone, you know, out of it now because it's just gone down the drain. Do you think that growing up in that industry is like given you grit now to go into the music industry and kind of like some thick skin?
I think so, 100%. It's the commercial fishing industry is so overworked and underpaid. It's not even funny. Like,
Yeah.
Just thank God I love to fish. So being paid to fish was something that I was just so stoked to be able to do. But it's still like you're working your ass off. So
Mhm.
it's once you're done and you see the little number on the paycheck, you're like, I worked a lot harder than that, but I love to fish. So it's something. I was on the phone with my dad the other day. I was like, he's a dean at a high school, and he cooks at his best friend's restaurant where I, you know, started playing, and I worked there before I ever played. And I said, you're finally getting, you know, some days off. And he was like, I won't be fishing all summer. And I was like, those are days off. You're still getting to do what you love.
So you said your friends, is it a restaurant bar on the water?
It's so his dad owned the place on the water, and then 200 yards down the road is his place, and it's kind of like two different vibes. Like, one is we're gonna dress up and we're gonna go have, you know,
Yeah.
really nice fruity drinks.
You're going to pay
and-
times 6 for your oysters that you could just get
Right.
straight down from the dock.
right. So then the trader is kind of like more chill.
That's my vibe.
Buckets of
People
beer.
barefoot or in flip-flops.
Flip flops. Like,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna play a little pop up kind of thing on the 4th of July.
I love it.
Just be home and be there with everybody. It's gonna be fun.
So that's where you got your start playing live, is it?
So We were, I think it was some 3-day weekend. There was some holiday, and I had been working for a few weeks. And I mean, child labor laws don't exist when your dad's best friend owns the place. And I looked at him and I said, "Hey, I don't have anything to do, and we have a 45-minute wait outside. Do you mind if I just go set up by the newspaper machine and set out a Bud Light bucket for tips?" And he was like, "Absolutely." And I went out there and played the same 10 songs. It was like some Riley Green covers, some Hank Jr. covers, and some Jimmy Buffett covers. And I made like $50 for like.
Did you think that was great?
Heck yeah.
Yeah. How much were you making on the boat?
On the boat, I was making, it was 50 a day. That was on the crab boat. And if we got over 900 pounds, then I made $100.
So you were like, oh, I could sit here for a couple hours, play 10 songs, which I love doing, and make like a day's worth of pay.
Exactly.
Is that where it all changed for you?
In the back of the restaurant, I was making, I think minimum wage had just come up to $9. And he was like, "You've been working hard lately. I gave you a 50-cent raise." And I'm like, yes.
It's brutal.
But then I go outside and make $50 and I'm like, "Thomas, I'm sorry, but I
Yeah.
think I'd rather be outside."
And it's
playing
good for
music.
them too, because you brought something to the table, entertainment.
It's fun. And I still enjoyed playing at the restaurant. We had an incident where the kitchen fire, so we had to shut down for like 2 years, but we rebuilt, remodeled the entire thing. And now it's a lot of fun to go back and kind of as a more, as an artist and not just like a cover guy.
A kid with a dream.
Right.
Yeah.
It's fun to, hang out and talk to everybody at the restaurant.
For sure. So when did you move to Nashville?
I'm still Florida based.
Oh, that's kind of cool though.
I love it.
I think it's good to be able to keep your roots. And I think that like one of the things that's been refreshing, I guess, from the pandemic has been that like a lot of people were able to go back home and then kind of come in and come out as they had work and rights and all of that. And, now I'm sure, especially in the summer, you probably have tons of people that are coming through there, and you can also say, "Hey, you want to come down here and let's go fish for a couple of days and we'll do some riding as well."
Exactly. I was talking to Travis Denning day before yesterday. Sorry, CMA Fest is just
I get it.
My mind is like in a blender. And I was like, we'd met in passing a couple times, and I was like, "Let's go fishing," because my uncle, it's my dad's best friend. We'll just say uncle. It's a lot easier.
Yeah.
My uncle's been dying to take us on the commercial boat, and he's like, "Bring songwriters or bring the label or bring whoever management." And so I was like, "Hey, let's go fishing. Let's bring a couple songwriter friends and let's write some songs, maybe drink some beer and fish."
That's awesome. So tell me about Sound of the Summer, which is out now.
Sound of the Summer, I wrote that song, a little place called St. George Island in North Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And a few artists had some houses there. And I wrote the song about just bad decisions on St. George Island and being young and in love on St. George Island. It's like all the vibe. And I wrote that song. That was my second ever co-write in Nashville. I wrote it with Paul Sykes, JT Harding, and Freddie Wexler.
Okay.
And we sat on it for a year now.
Yeah.
And we finally put it out, and it's been a blast to kind of see people really grasp that the chill, it's like the vibe of just being young and making mistakes.
What are some of the mistakes?
I have a scar on my left leg.
Can we see it, or is it covered?
It's covered.
Okay.
I mean, it's up. I'm
You don't
not
need to
afraid
take your shit heads off. It's okay.
If I had shorts, I'd show it to you, but it runs down my leg, and so I've always had just older friends I just click more with. And,
Well, you grew up on fishing boats, so that makes sense.
right, and so I was going into my junior year of high school. My buddy had just graduated, so we left his graduation, got in my 2001 F-150, and ran down 98 all the way to St. George Island. And we're like, yeah, like my mom and her boyfriend at the time, they had a house, and they stayed outside in a camper. So we had the house to ourselves.
Awesome.
And we pushed the golf cart out of the driveway so that they couldn't hear it. We had an igloo ice chest on the back, like ratchet strapped down with like a bunch of drinks in it. And,
Yeah, like underage drinks. For sure.
and we did have the proud idea to hit trash cans in the golf cart. I'm so glad I got it out of my system then. So
I'm
now
sure.
I can be in Nashville and kind of be a little bit more laid back than I was then.
I am sure that there's still a wild side that will always be there when you go home, because that's for all of us. Like, I'm from Australia, and it doesn't matter how old I am. When I go down to my farm, which is like literally, we still don't have cell service down there, I'll still get my Pee Wee 50 out, and you'll see me doing the stupidest things on that bike, because I'm like, I feel like a kid again. You know?
Absolutely. The salt air and the smell of
Yeah.
Panacea and the Tide, it does something to my brain chemistry where I can't, I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's not going to be good.
I was talking to somebody about this the other day, and where I grew up in Australia, I grew up on the beach as well, and my family have a cattle farm, and so I'd grew up Monday to Friday at the beach and then weekends on the farm. And I was just saying, like, because I really want to move back to the beach here, like, I miss it. There's just something about being close to the ocean and salt air that just makes you happy.
Absolutely.
It really, like, there is something chemically, like, I can't explain it.
A buddy of mine owns Ecofina Sporting Lodge out on the Ecofina River in Florida. I called him last night, and a really good friend of mine is the head guide, the head charter guide over there. And he was like, hey, we have a fly fishing thing this week. What are you doing? And I was like, actually, it's my first couple of days off in a really long time, so I very may well come get on the airboat, and it'll be nice to kind of just kick it back. If I don't do that, I'll go home and chill. And then I play Jack's Beach Country Fest next weekend.
Awesome.
Super excited for that. I played the first annual as a kid with a dream.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of getting to live the dream. And it's a radio event, so hang out with radio folks, and it's going to be a blast.
That's awesome. I've got some questions here for you to take out. So just read them out to us and then answer them.
I love the little bit of coffee that's still left in that cup.
I know. This may or may not be crusty. It's not the worst thing you've seen in your life, I'm sure.
What do you want to be? Oh God.
It's a deep question.
What do you want to be remembered for? I want to be remembered for, my dad has always told me growing up, nobody's better than you, but you're no better than anybody else. And I strive to live by that every day. And I want to be remembered for just whether you have the biggest wallet in the room or the you saved up all year to be at the show. I want to treat everyone the same, and kind of it's really cool now with the meet and greets and stuff to be able to do that. And really, if folks can remember Madden Metcalf by that, then I think that's a win.
It's a good answer.
I rehearsed that in the mirror this morning.
Yeah, there we go.
To 100, I don't think I lose my enthusiasm.
The more things change, the more they stay the same around here. After 40 years of dirt, sticks and leaves, I think it's safe to say the Mossy Oak family and brand are people that you can trust. So head to mossyoak.com and get your gear today.
Bucket list collab. Ooh. I have a few. I'm a big Parker McCollum fan.
Mhm.
Like, I used to stay up for the releases, pre-order the box set, the vinyls, the whole 9 yards. So I think there's a lot of that in my songwriting. Just when I'm by myself and I don't have any co-writers, it's all like heartbreak ballads. So Parker's definitely on there. And I think the dynamic of like chill beach with like Currington or Kenny Chesney or somebody like that would be cool. But also like Post Malone, who isn't really from the beach, but he's still got that like, it's all going to be cool kind of vibe. I think me and Post would be pretty cool on a song.
I love it. I had Jimmy Buffett's nephew on my podcast a couple of weeks ago.
saw that.
And it was because I think for all of us, we all like are sad that he's gone, and he's just like had such an impact on everybody's lives musically. And I saw that like you, when I was kind of doing my research on you, he was a big, idol
Absolutely.
for you as well. So
If I could do something, I've seen songs recently where they've taken folks that are no longer with us and put them on the track. And if I could do something like that with Buffett, that would be like a dream come true.
Yeah.
Sadly, he's gone now, but if I can carry on that kind of chill, like,
do you like Jack Johnson? Do you listen to Jack Johnson?
not really.
Okay, I'm giving you a job.
Absolutely.
That's what you got to go look for now.
That's one of
Go
my
listen.
favorite things about the music industry.
Yeah.
Like I'm still such a consumer of country music
Yeah.
and of just real music in general.
Yeah.
That's always been something that folks are like, oh, this isn't country or this is country. And I'm like, as long as I can feel something from it, I don't care if it's country or pop rock or whatever it is.
I don't really like, what genre would Jack Johnson be? It's kind of like coastal Hawaiian meets, I don't know what genre that is. I'm just, that's your job, is to look up Jack Johnson and start listening to his music.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next one.
Biggest challenge you've had to overcome? That's a rough one. Probably just the staying grounded for me is because I just come from Panacea and the commercial fishing. It's been easier than expected, but blending the two lives of being a redneck in Florida and commercial fisherman, and then being an artist here in town. And like we talked about, I'm still in Florida. I live in Panama City, so combining those two lives and like keeping the same vibe and not really getting too overcomplicated. It's a big challenge.
Yeah, I can see that. I think that for a lot of artists, just trying to not like give up on who they are as a person.
Absolutely.
And mold to like what other people want them to be is obviously something that's you have to face, probably everybody, especially when you're younger coming in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Last one.
Oh, this is a big one.
It's probably written like this in that.
The one that got away.
Oh, do you rifle hunt at all?
I do.
Okay.
This is a really good question. And I have a story. I actually thought about this morning. I did not plan to wear this, by the way.
It worked out perfect for us.
I looked in my suitcase, and because that's what I live out of nowadays.
Yeah.
And I was like, the only clean shirt I have is Bottomland, which is
Perfect.
great.
Yep.
Me and my grandpa, it was muzzleloader season, and we were muzzleloader hunting in a little town called Gretna, Florida. And we had like just big enough of a place that we had like two stands, and one was like swampy and the other was like a field, and planted a rye patch and the whole 9 yards. And we had this 8-point walkout, and in Florida, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Like you're killing 4s and 6s, and you're really stoked about that. And the 8 walked out, and I'd never shot a muzzleloader before. I was probably 10 years old. He passed away almost 2 years ago now. And it was my graduation gift. He gave me this muzzleloader, and during that hunt, I was like probably 10 years old and sitting on his knee, and I pulled the trigger. Just put it on his shoulder, pulled the trigger, and I didn't realize the muzzleloader had delay. Like it's more of a click boom situation, not just a boom like a regular rifle. So when it went click, I immediately lifted the gun up and went right over his back. And sadly, he said, I'm gonna go look for blood. I'll be right back. He was like, he's gone.
Did you have the gun on a stand or anything?
Didn't. So my grandpa was a pipe welder. He welded on nuclear reactors and the Alaskan pipeline, all like really, really good. I mean, he could probably weld with his eyes closed. And he would weld with these pipes. He'd weld tripod stands, and they were I'm like, why do you not sell these? And but they would have gun rails all around it, and he would wrap burlap so that it wouldn't ding. And that guy, the best redneck ingenuity I've ever seen in my life. I mean,
well, this segment is brought to you by Bog Death Grips. So we're going to gift you a Bog Death Grip so that doesn't happen to you again. Because I have a feeling that if you'd had it in a death grip, would have worked up as a follow-up. So I
think so.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of this with us. What can we look forward to throughout the summer from you? There's festivals coming up.
Hopefully some good time and songs. The Jack's Beach Country Fest next weekend. To be in my home state. And
that's awesome.
I'm on radio tour right now, so I'm all over the country. This CMA
Yeah.
Fest was like my weekend off somehow, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
And so to be back in my home state and play a show that I played the first annual Jack's Beach Country Fest, and it paid me $150, and it was just enough to cover the gas to get to
Well,
Jack's
that wouldn't
Beach
do that now.
and back, right? And yeah, so I'm really excited to do that, and I'll be all around doing radio showcases. And thank you all so much for having me.
And lastly, plans for hunting for the fall and like throughout the rest of the year.
And
Fishing.
I hunted. I'm not a I was born and raised deer hunter.
Yeah.
And I got into duck hunting in high school, as folks do, because
Yeah.
that's just, it was something I could be loud and obnoxious with my friends and get down when I needed to get down. So I turkey hunted like crazy this year.
You got hooked.
I mean, I got, it bit me bad.
Yeah.
And I was actually, short story.
We're here for it.
I was playing the Peanut Proud Festival in Blakely, Georgia, and I had my band with me, and we stayed at my mom's boyfriend's house, and he has a dove field in the backyard where he has like a ground blind set up for turkey hunting. And Blakely, Georgia called, and they said, hey, 9:30 sound check, and that's like an hour and a half away. So we had to leave pretty early. I got to hunt for like 30 minutes. We can hear the hens and gobblers coming straight at us. I mean, like, because they were henned up, but he told me, he said, they're going to go in the big field, which is not his, and then they're going to work their way over to us. Hopefully they'll do that within 30 minutes. And we hear them coming, and I look down at my phone, and I'm like, if I don't go now, I'm not going to make it for sound check. We get there to Blakely, Georgia. I had to leave that turkey. You get to Blakely, Georgia. We didn't sound check until we went on. We line checked. And I was like, you mean to tell me I could have killed that turkey this morning? But anyway, sorry. What was the...
I feel you on that. That hurts.
That was a rough one. Fall hunting, just getting it in where I can.
Yeah.
I would love to make my way out of the southeast and go kill a big deer.
Up in Kansas or something like that. Well, you got to put in,
Absolutely.
so for Kansas, at this point, it's about a 2-year draw. So like maybe 1 year on, 1 year off.
If there's anybody out there in Kansas that has a tag and wants somebody to sing around the campfire,
Or more so, Oklahoma would be a lot easier because you can just buy a tag and they're just as big. So
Right.
yeah, so anyone in Oklahoma or Texas,
it's about time we
Madden up. Take him on a hunt.
About time we apply for alligator tags in Florida.
Oh, hey, I would love, I want to film that. I want to do that. I've never done that. Well, I have done it one time and it sucked, but I have never killed a gator. So
Did we just make a plan?
let's do it. We'll film it for Country Outdoors Adventures.
Let's do it. My
Alright.
buddy will.
I'll hold you to
My
that.
buddy's a really good charter captain, so
Awesome.
I'll holler at him and he'll definitely be down for it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Awesome, guys. Madden Metcalf. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you
Awesome.
for having me.
How you feeling tonight? It's CMA Fest. Performances by Lainey Wilson, Luke Bryan, Jelly Roll,
Are y'all with us tonight?
and Rockin' Collaborations. Russell Dickerson featuring Fetty Wap, Gretchen Wilson featuring Ella Langley, and more. Plus, the can't miss reunion of Florida Georgia Line, the music event of summer.
Let's go, CMA Fest!
Presented by SoFi, June 25th on ABC, next day on Hulu.
All right, everybody. It's Mary O'Neill here from Country Outdoors Podcast. I'm here with country music artist and outdoorsman Cole Goodwin. How are ya?
Oh, I'm doing incredible.
Oh, last day of CMA Fest. Have you had a blast?
Oh, I have. Yeah, it's been a pretty light week for me this year. I didn't get to town till yesterday morning, so I made it in town to do a little pop-up yesterday around lunch and then played yesterday evening and get to come hang out with all of you lovely folks this afternoon.
Amazing. Well, obviously, we're filming for Country Outdoors Podcast here, and I was excited to have you on because you are an avid outdoorsman, and you're mad about your turkeys from what I can tell on social
I
media.
stay mad at them, that's for sure. I got the gobbler grudge.
I think that's like a Georgia thing because my husband's from Georgia too, and there's something in that Georgia red clay and blood that just makes those boys like, oh, when it comes to a turkey.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a turkey and a 4-point. I hate to see him get away.
Who took you on your very first hunt?
Turkey hunter just in general.
In general.
My dad definitely, I don't necessarily remember it, but, I grew up going deer hunting with my dad and
Yeah.
small game hunting and, running rabbits with beagles and squirrel hunting and doing all that stuff. And late to the turkey game, though, I didn't get into the turkey game till around COVID because my dad didn't grow up turkey hunting, so naturally I didn't either. And was bored out of my mind during COVID. My buddies were doing it, so I gave it a try and was immediately hooked.
Yeah.
And, still am.
Have you got a favorite outdoor memory that you can share with us?
There's definitely a couple that sit high on the list. I called my dad his first turkey last year on opening day. Called my sister her first turkey the year before that on opening day, sitting against the same tree my dad was when he killed his.
Aww.
So, little stuff like that I like to look back on.
Well, that's awesome. Another thing that's in the Georgia blood, obviously, is country music. And there's so many good artists that come out of there. Obviously, you've got your new single, Howdy, out now. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that was the first song that I cut that I wasn't a part of writing, although I wish I was. Four of my good buddies here in town wrote that song and sent it to me about a year and a half ago. And I was immediately hooked, and I said, don't show that to anybody else, because I swear I thought they wrote it for me. So they're gracious enough to let me cut that song, and I'm super proud of how it turned out. And yeah, it's going to be the first single to country radio at the end of the month. So
congratulations.
I'm super excited about it.
That's awesome. Obviously, you're somebody who is diehard for traditional country.
Right on.
Why and who are your influences?
Yeah, Hank Jr.'s a big one for me, probably top of the list. Always has been. Grew up listening to Hank. Matter of fact, my dad's name back home is Bo Cephas. More people know him as Bo Cephas than Scott. Yeah, because that's all he rode around listening to. And growing up, that was about the same for me. A lot of Hank Jr., Merle Haggard, Waylon Jennings, all the 80s and 90s guys, Ronnie Millsap. But even other stuff, that's kind of not in the country, space. Bob Seger, Bad Company, been listening to a lot of Atlanta Rhythm Section lately. Just, a bunch of the good stuff. Leonard Skinner, Allman Brothers, all of it. It's all great music.
Okay. You've got a song out called Women Want Me and Fish Fear Me.
Yeah, I wish there was a little truth to that one.
I was like, can you tell us a bit about that story? That title is hilarious.
Yeah, I hate to keep talking about my dad. He'll get a big head. But yeah, he had a shirt when I was growing up that said Women Want Me, Fish Fear Me on it. And my buddy Rob Pennington that I wrote that song with, he's from down there in Statesboro where I went to college. And we were talking. It was actually like CMA Fest week 2 years ago was when we wrote that song. And he was like, man, my dad had a hat, or my granddad had a hat that said that on it. And I said, well, Rob, it sounds like we got to write that song today. So we just started talking about, kind of goofy, bragging, being cocky on ourselves, telling a bunch of lies, and ended up with that song, Women Want Me, Fish Fear Me.
And what did your dad say when you showed it to him?
Oh, he thought it was funny.
Hilarious.
For sure. Yeah. I didn't tell him he was part of the inspiration behind it, or else he'd really get a big head. But
I love it. That's so good. All right, we've got a couple questions here for you to answer.
Oh, shoot. I like this. This is neat. Is this one question?
You got,
this
there's
is a
several,
paragraph
but this is my big fat writing.
Let's see. The one that got away. A fueled rifle hunt that haunts you. Oh. Okay. So there's been a lot of these, but yeah, back in college, there was a place I used to hunt, a farm, big peanut field is planted with peanuts that year. And it was muzzleloader season the week before our rifle season. So I was bow hunting. I didn't have a muzzleloader. And I was going to borrow a muzzleloader from somebody that afternoon and go hunt in this peanut field. And I was like, nah, I'll just take the bow, whatever it is, what it is. And I set up about 50 yards in the woods, and I watched two granddaddy grown bucks eat big old vines of peanuts for about an hour and a half at about 80 yards all afternoon. And I was just beating my head against the tree that I didn't borrow that muzzleloader.
We've been there. I've been there. Yeah,
for sure.
That'll sting you.
Yeah, and I ain't afraid to try one at 50, but 80's a little far for the bow.
100%. There you go.
All right.
If you hunt, you know how easy it is to lose track of where you are, especially around property lines. That's why here at Country Outdoors, we only use onX Hunt, the #1 hunting app. It shows public and private boundary lines, so you always know where you stand. We use it for scouting, marking spots, and even navigating. It just takes the guesswork out of everything. If you want to hunt smarter this season, go check out onX Hunt at onxmaps.com and know where you stand.
Let's see. Biggest challenge you've had to overcome. Ooh. This is good. Lately, is this hunt related or anything related?
Anything.
Lately, with all the traveling thing, I'm a big homebody, and I'm not a big fan of big changes. And this entire career path that I've chose is not being home and constant big changes. So adjusting to all that has been something, I've had to kind of think about and make sure I take time to remember, to call my family and be plugged into, at home and kind of get over being stuck to home. So, yeah, there's a reason. I did finally get a place up here in Nashville, but I still call Pooler, Georgia home. And if I get more than a day off, I rush back there and try to get in the boat or see my buddies or something.
And everything is in ebbs and flows. Maybe now you're grinding and you're going to be grinding like that, but maybe eventually you'll have that property back home and you'll be able
For sure.
yeah.
Right on. Let's see. These are great questions.
Thank you.
What do you want to be remembered for? Oh, this is also a good one. I should probably say good music, but no, I think more importantly than that, just being a good person. It takes so much more effort to be a butthole. So yeah, I think just being nice to people is something that I'd like to be known for.
Good answer. And this is the last one.
Bucket list collab, easy. Leanne Womack. Somebody asked me that in the last interview.
Why?
She's incredible. What a singer. And she kind of just stays in the shadows nowadays. And she just, whenever she makes an appearance, it's like the coolest thing ever. And then she goes back in the shadows for a little bit. No, I'm such a fan. All of her stuff back in the 90s and 2000s. Incredible music, incredible voice, incredible attitude. She's just the epitome of cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
I appreciate it so much.
You know, a lot of us grew up with Field and Stream, dreaming about our next cast, our next hunt, and our next outdoor escape. So join the 1871 Club today and head to fielandstream.com/1871 Club.